Welcome back to Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. In the last part, we finished off the boss rematches by defeating the legendary beasts, and in this part, we have a ton of dungeons to check out, so that's what we're going to do. We need to go to Wyvern Hill, the Far Off Sea, Purity Forest, and the Unown Relic today, 4 dungeons that we haven't seen yet. So let's start things off by heading out to Wyvern Hill, and Wyvern Hill makes me think there are going to be dragons there, so I say let's bring both our fairy types. We're going to bring this team back. We used it for the level 5 challenge, and it wasn't as effective as I thought it would be, but nonetheless, I think doubling up on fairies is a good idea here. And we'll have Titania lead, so we'll give them the X-ray specs. And we'll keep Biolante because Steamroll is really nice to have. Honestly, that slot could go to any other Pokemon, but I like Steamroll, and let's use this team today. Alright then, let's head out to Wyvern Hill and see what this is all about. I would imagine there will be dragons here. Let's have a look, shall we? Again, I imagine this is probably a place that is here so that we can recruit rare Pokemon, like that Dratini that we just fought. But I'd like to see what more there is to this place. We've got a couple of missions to do here. That's going to be the goal. Oh, there's a Bagon. So yeah, so far, 2 Pokemon, 2 dragons. Steamroll helping us out, meaning that Energy Ball won't be resisted is nice. We got our Tiny Woods music going as well. Yep, okay. More of the same, I suppose. Oh right, yeah, Titania doesn't have Sky Attack, because they're not level 5 right now. It's gonna take a little getting used to, I think. This doesn't seem to be particularly challenging, but I kind of expected this to be another dungeon, where the goal is simply just to get through it, and to recruit some Pokemon along the way. But I wanted to check out every dungeon there is to check out in this game, at least just to look at them. And I think we've unlocked most of them. I'm not sure if there are any more story events beyond the ones that we've already unlocked and haven't done, which are the ones regarding Western Cave and Silver Trench. Since I've unlocked all the friend areas now, there are no more dungeons to be unlocked that way, I presume. We really are powering through here. It would be nice to at least recruit a Dratini or a Bagon, because I believe we don't have any of those yet. Like I said, I'm not going for 100% completion when it comes to recruiting everything there is to recruit, but it would be nice at least. Just to grow the team to as large a size as possible. A Jumpluff. That's not a dragon. It's also no longer here. So yeah, I think we've unlocked every dungeon there is to unlock, outside of a random story event popping up in the next couple of days in-game. There really isn't much more for us to do. So I'm just kind of wrapping up loose ends here. That's the goal. As I've mentioned before, when it comes to doing the super long endgame challenging dungeons, which are Purity Forest, Wish Cave, Silver Trench, mainly. Those are the big 3 that I'm thinking of, but there might be some more. I'm not going to make any promises that I'm going to do them. If I do want to do them, I will probably just do them casually and record my attempts, and if I do manage to clear them, I'll make them into some form of bonus video, but they won't be part of this series simply because it's just going to be a big commitment of time, and as much as I've enjoyed this game, I think I'm getting a little bit burned out on Mystery Dungeon as a whole. I didn't anticipate making another Mystery Dungeon series so soon after Explorers of Sky finished. But when this game was announced, I just knew I had to do it, so it kind of forced my hand. But yeah, I mean, Explorers of Sky was, what, 80-something videos, and we're at nearly 40 of this. So I've spent a lot of time playing Mystery Dungeon in the last year and a half, 2 years, and I certainly think I need a break. So I know a lot of people have been asking for me to play other Mystery Dungeon games. And I won't say no. I would like to play the 3DS games. And I would like to Let's Play the 3DS games. But I can't promise that it's going to happen anytime soon. I won't confirm or deny any possibilities regarding the 3DS games for now. Things might change in the future, we'll see. Oh, Altaria wants to join the team. We already have an Altaria though, so you can go away. Not the dragon I'm looking for. Yeah, so I've had a couple of questions about what the next series is going to be after this, because as far as my plans go, we've only got 2 more videos left in Rescue Team DX. It's going to be this one, and then we're going to check out Western Cave in the next part. And then we're pretty much done, outside of any bonus videos that I come up with. So I suppose it is time we started considering what the next series is going to be, and I haven't fully decided yet. I've mentioned this in, I mentioned this on Twitter, and I've mentioned this in the response to comments. I've not actually decided what's going on next. What we're going to be doing next on the channel. But I can confirm that it's not going to be another Pokémon game, nor is it going to be another Danganronpa game, so it will be something completely new. We are 5 Let's Plays now into the channel, and it's been 3 Pokémon games and 2 Danganronpa games. But we're going to get something new coming up soon and next. So I hope you're excited for that. I'm excited to do something a little bit different, that's for sure. What is Biolante doing? Do I need to revoke Biolante's freedom once more? I'm actually a little bit disappointed that you can change what these shortcuts lead to, but you can't put tactics on it. Yeah, let's have you... Well, let's just go together, I suppose. Let's all just go together. Probably would have been quicker to use the everyone feature there, but it's okay. A Vibrava. We have a Vibrava. Oh my goodness. Biolante, please. Let's just make sure you don't mess this up somehow. Okay, good. Aha, there's Moonlight. Forgot about that. Celeste has that. I was considering using the Sun team for this dungeon, so Celeste would make an appearance. But I decided we're heading to a dungeon full of dragon types, so I might as well bring both the fairies. I might use the Sun team in another dungeon. We have a few more to check out. What's really been putting me off about using the Sun team recently is that I've not been able to make any progress with it. I've been dumping gummies into Sunflora, and I haven't been able to get rapid bullseyes on her, which is what I really wanted to do. So that team, the Sun team, is pretty much unchanged from the last time we used it, and when I'm using all these different team layouts, I want there to be something different about them each time I use them, so that it's interesting to watch. I don't want to just use the Sun team again when it's unchanged. I mean, they're a little bit stronger, they're a little bit higher level, but I believe all their moves are the same and their rare qualities haven't changed. So it plays out pretty much exactly the same way. Oh, we got a strong foe on this floor. I didn't actually check to see what the strong foe in this dungeon is, so I guess we'll find out. Celeste is doing fine with that flamethrower, actually. Not the most amount of damage, but she certainly fits in a little bit better with the Sun team because it does give her a boost to her damage. Who's leveling up? It's Celeste. She's actually our highest level major team member, at level 68 now. And I guess she just grows quicker than everybody else. We actually have a couple of Pokemon that we've had since the early game, like our Farfetch'd and some of the bug types that are like level 80, because they've just been sitting in the rescue team camps for the entire game and getting passive experience. I guess the strong Pokemon is sleeping. It's an Execute. Okay. It's not the strongest of strong foes, but maybe I immediately will regret saying that, I guess. Moonlight, please. Okay, fine, don't Moonlight me, go aggressive instead. You're going to have to Moonlight. Okay. Let's not use Tactics Meeting. I really shouldn't have, I shouldn't have discredited the power of this of this execute, because it's causing me some trouble now. Okay, we got double heals. We got Moonlight and we got Wish, so we should be fine here. I forgot about that, actually, the double heals. That's pretty potent, actually. Oh, we don't have PP for Flamethrower. Okay. Well, since Titania's not in range to actually do anything, let's just max Ether you. That's the wrong Pokemon. There we go. Hey, we got a loot box out of it. I'll take that. I think we've seen pretty much everything that Wyvern Hill has to offer. So I'll just get these missions done, and hopefully we can recruit some Pokemon while we're here, because it seems that that is the point of this dungeon. And then once we're done with this, we'll go and check out another dungeon. Oh, well, we got a new look on the 15th floor, so I'm glad we got to see that. Grab these items, and we'll deal with this Jumpluff. And yeah, I'm going to finish off these missions, and I think I'll try and play this dungeon to completion and see what the rewards are at the end, which I haven't always done with these endgame dungeons. But this one seems to be pretty straightforward. It's not like a Dark Knight Relic, which was very challenging just to get to the end of. So I think I'll try and get to the end of this dungeon and see what there is to see, and then we'll move on to the next one. Oh, hello, that's a Salamence. Now we're talking. We made it to the 30th floor of Wyvern Hill, and it looks like we got some loot boxes, which you all know by now I absolutely love. So let's take the loot and move on. And while we were there, we recruited Dragonair. We also recruited Tailo. And by completing a mission, we recruited Kadabra too. Okay, time to check out dungeon number 2 of the day, the Far Off Sea. And as always, when we go to dungeons with C in the name, it's time to take Precious, Biolante, and Discord. Let's see what the Far Off Sea has to see. Look, I don't have many jokes, okay? I'm expecting water types, and indeed, there is a Shelder. Oh no, an Omanyte. This brings back bad memories of... what was the name of that dungeon? Stormy Sea. That was the one. There are lots of seas in this game. This is a 75 floor dungeon, which makes me think that there is more to it than just coming here to recruit Pokemon. And I should hope so, because I'm pretty sure we've seen all these Pokemon already. But 75 floors is a lot, and I don't have the time to be doing a 75 floor dungeon today. So let me know in the comments if there's more to see in the Far Off Sea than meets the eye. And again, that may be a candidate for a bonus video. As for now, we're just coming to see... I've got to stop saying the word sea. It's driving me crazy, so I'm sure it's driving you all crazy as well. We have come to observe the Pokemon that inhabit this dungeon in their natural environment. Just call me David Attenborough of Pokemon. Which honestly I think there's a market for. Anyway. We've got a mission on the 13th floor. Let's peruse what this dungeon has to offer us, which just seems to be water types at the moment. But with Wyvern Hill, it took about 20 floors before we started seeing Salamence, so I'm guessing that after a little while we'll get to see some more interesting Pokemon. I think we've seen Krabby up until now. I know we've seen Omanyte, and I'm pretty sure we've seen Shelder as well. But there seems to be at least one Pokemon in these dungeons that we wouldn't have had access to before, so we just need to find it. Salamence and Dragonair, I believe, in Wyvern Hill were not accessible before. Raining. Oh, we don't have anyone who can get that money. I suppose I could bring the mobile scarf that we got from Gengar. I used to bring the mobile scarf as just a staple item in my inventory alongside all of our exclusive items and... Uh-oh, Discord is about to, yeah, do exactly that again. Whew. And though I liked the exclusive items for what they did in Explorers of Sky, I'm so glad that they don't exist in this game because they clogged up so much inventory space. This is going to be one of those floors, isn't it? It's going to be the last room we look in. The stairs. I can feel it now. Lots of orbs in this dungeon. Come on, please don't prove me right. Okay, I wasn't proven right. It was the third to last room on the floor. Still, we're powering through this one pretty quickly. Let me eat an apple. I find it funny how perfect apples was such a big deal in the story of Explorers of Sky, and in this game we just have a million of them. Hey! Oh, that's fine. Speaking of apples. I don't think we've used a lasso orb at all this game, so maybe I should, just to see what it does. I think when I first saw it, I thought, that's cool, but there are other items that do it better. Remind me, what does it do? Using it gathers all enemies in the same room into one place and makes them get stuck for a while. So we should use it if we run into multiple enemies in a room. Yeah. A Focial Orb just seems better, but this seems like fun, so we'll give it a go when we get a chance. There are still loads of items and rare qualities and all sorts of things in this game that we haven't seen yet, and I've talked about this before, but that is the essence, I think, of the Mystery Dungeon games and of roguelikes and roguelites, is that you won't see everything in a single playthrough, and that's what keeps you coming back for more. I know that Mystery Dungeon and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon isn't necessarily a true roguelike game, but it has the elements of the genre. It's kind of an introduction to the genre to a degree. And it makes me want to get into more games in the genre, and I really appreciate Pokemon for doing that. If it wasn't for Pokemon, I wouldn't have gotten into a load of the RPGs that I love. And particularly Pokemon Black and White made me appreciate RPGs a lot more. So I have a lot to thank Pokemon for developing my taste in games, and it almost feels a little bit bittersweet that I feel like I'm moving past Pokemon to an extent now, because I just really didn't enjoy Sword and Shield all that much, and I feel like my time would have been better spent playing one of the other millions of RPGs I have in my library and haven't played yet. But Pokemon has done a lot for me in developing my taste and allowing me to move on to other RPGs, so for that I thank it. After all that you missed. Well, okay. I think we've pretty much seen what the Far Off Sea has to offer now. Water types, believe it or not. If there is anything more interesting that I run into while I'm here, I'll let you know. I'll let you see, in fact. Oh, it's Corsola. This shouldn't be too difficult then. But I said that about the Execute, to be fair. Ah, man. Corsola got the biggest upgrade in Sword and Shield, to be fair. I really just didn't see any value in regular Corsola. And then they added Galarian Corsola and its evolution. A massive upgrade. So much better. Again, I would love to see a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game with some of the new Pokemon they'd added. That would be great. Well, we found our Abra, which means we are done here. Not the most exciting dungeon, but again, let me know if there's more to this place and if it's worth going through all 75 floors. And while we're in there, we recruited Slowpoke. Alright then, time for our third dungeon of the day. It's time for Purity Forest. Fortunately, the job that we have in this dungeon is only on the 4th floor. I don't want to stay in here for too long. Again, this is not something I plan on completing as part of this series. Attention! There are special rules to follow when you enter this dungeon. You cannot bring in items or money. Excess teammates cannot be brought in. The first one may enter. Pokemon's levels will be set to 5. I think it only makes sense to bring Titania for this. Let's give this a go, shall we? Purity Forest. We only need to get through 4 floors. How hard could it be, right? Well, I think we've got the right Pokemon for the job, at least, in Titania. And we get to hear this superb music while we're here. They knew that you'd be here for a long time. What do we get? A Heal Seed, okay. Well, we don't have Heal Bell right now, so that's good to have. Got a Cleffa up ahead there. Wait, Extreme Speed doesn't attack over tiles? Oh no, it was 3 tiles, I'm just not paying attention. What's new? Probably should have just Sky Attacked that. But 2 Extreme Speeds will do it. Needs to try and conserve PP. Let's try Aura Sphere, let's see how much damage that does. That does more than Extreme Speed, and in fact, it one-hit KO'd that Pidgey. Tunnel Wand, good. Let's move this way, let's Sky Attack you, it's super effective. Hey! Well, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, Titania is a really good candidate for these level 5 dungeons, as we have seen previously. The new limitation of being the only Pokemon in the dungeon is pretty cool, though. Oh, well, this was not part of my plan at all. I miss having Air Slash. Nice crit. Okay. Let's get through here. We've not got long to go. There was another mission available to me in Purity Forest, but I think it was on the 22nd floor. And I didn't feel confident about my ability to get to the 22nd floor. I don't think we got that far in the other dungeon we did, Joyous Tower. And this is not the main focus of the day. I want to get the Unown Relic done today. And that's, again, a short dungeon, but I want to give it its dues and give it the attention it deserves and not really focus too much on Purity Forest since we're not aiming to complete this dungeon. Hail is not great. And I really wish we had a one-turn flying type move. Fortunately, this Bellsprout is growing, so that's fine. Oh, well, that Joy Seed will be really, really good to have if we can unsticky it with a Cleanse Orb or something. We're on chords, so we have to use Sky Attack here. So the Joy Seed increases your level by 1, which is just ridiculously good in this dungeon, because levels are much harder to come by, particularly for Titania, since they grow very slowly. Oh right, I can fly over the water. That could... Oh wow, the hail is just knocking out other Pokemon. That's beneficial to us, actually. But yeah, navigating this dungeon is pretty good for Titania. Hey, why don't you walk straight into the Sky Attack? Ah, nah, too smart. We're gonna get Vine Whipped a lot here, but I'm not sure if Sky Attack can cut corners, so not gonna take the risk. Yeah, there we go, there's our first level up for Titania. Level 6. It's a start. But yeah, walking over this water is actually a pretty safe way of navigating this dungeon, it would seem. I don't think we've seen any other Pokemon, other than Pidgey, that can traverse the water. Ooh, good items. We got a Decoy Orb, we got an Oranberry, and we found the stairs. We've made it to the 4th floor. Sparkling Tile, this is where Ditto is. Now all we need to do is not get knocked out on this floor. So far, so good. Citrus Berry is good. I'll try and hold on to that, actually. Oh, Sky Attack's out of PP. Right, I said to myself, I need to be conservative of PP, and then I completely forgot to do that. Oh, an All Protect Orb. Excellent. We're going to need that in the future. We do have Max Ethers, though, so let's use one on Sky Attack. At least they're relatively generous with items. Ooh, 2 Sparkling Tiles in the same room? A Zinc and an Iron? Okay. Let's run away from... Oh, okay. This Buddy's not going to let us run away from it. Yeah, Togekiss seems really good for these kinds of dungeons. And we got ourselves Perfect Apple. Another Max Ether. I really need to stop using Sky Attack. I feel like Extreme Speed would definitely do the job and would be the more sensible... Oh, okay. Oh, I could use an Aura Sphere here. It's a Dark type. Watch out! Gotcha. Let's Extreme Speed you. Yeah, I mean, Extreme Speed has a bit more PP, it's less of a... Well, it has 1 more PP, but it's less of a valuable move. Oh wow, we're just gonna keep missing, huh? The thing about Sky Attack is that it can pierce, meaning if I get into a situation... Oh my goodness! If I get into a situation where I need to hit multiple enemies, Sky Attack is really useful, so I really should... Oh my goodness! Please, Aura Sphere, knock this thing out. Thank you. Okay. Gonna Sky Attack here. Hopefully that... Uh-oh. Okay, let's not be stupid here. We have a single Oranberry, let's use it. Please don't use Rollout. I don't know why I said that, tempting fate, but if it uses Rollout, we'll be in trouble. Man, that defense call was really strong. Okay, Well, we got a pass scarf. That's actually not all that useful unless we're in a situation where we're outnumbered, since we don't have any allies to, Can you just leave? Yeah, great. Since we don't have any allies to pass it to, or pass the damage to. But hey, we found Ditto. We didn't fail horrifically in this level 5 dungeon, which is nice. We've done our mission. Let's get out of here. It was cool to check it out, but again, it's not something I plan on completing. Alright then, last dungeon of the day, and the last minor dungeon, I suppose you could say, that we have left to explore in the game. Unown Relic. It's only 11 floors, so it should be quite straightforward, but I'm excited to see what it has to offer. The equivalent in Explorers of Sky was interesting, and we got to do that with Team Charm, I believe, which was cool. I'm expecting to see Unown. I would be very surprised if we didn't see Unown, and if we saw anything else. Here we go, what have we got here? What is that, the Z? I think that's the Z. And we're bringing the Sun team, because I really love my Machine Gun Sunflora. We still don't have Rapid Bullseyes, but it's still a lot of fun, even without it. Just imagine if all of those hit, that would be great. So, I've heard that this dungeon is similar to the Buried Relic. As you can see, there are items hidden in the walls here. So this will be a good dungeon to come and farm if I need items like vitamins. But the Kecleon shop has actually started stocking them, which is great. I can just buy them if I have the money, which I do. I don't really have much else to spend money on at this point, since I've got all the moves I wanted from the move tutor, and I've got all the friend areas. So this would probably be better to have come to and to have grinded earlier on in the game, and that would probably give a good reason to focus on unlocking the unknown friend areas as quickly as you possibly can. Uh-oh. Oh, that wasn't too bad. The thing about Unknown is you never know exactly what you're going to get with the hidden power. It could be any type. Seem to be doing just fine here, blasting through everything with Sunflora. And we have recruited our first Unknown. Oh, it's the Aged Chamber, that's the name of the friend area. We'll pick you up. I don't know what letter you are, I'm afraid. When they're put together into sentences, like in the Ruins of Alf and the Salacian Ruins, I can figure out which each of them is supposed to represent, but on their own, it's a little bit tricky for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. Let's see how many more of these we can recruit. A fainted Unknown. I suppose you only get Unknown in this dungeon, huh? Well, sure, we'll try and recruit it, why not? It's Bullet Seed. Yeah, it is ranged. That is ridiculous. It has good range, as well as being rapid fire and being boosted by chlorophyll, so... yeah, go on, have a perfect apple. We shouldn't need two. It's a question mark Unknown as well. And it has a rare quality as well, nice. That makes two of them that we've recruited that have rare qualities. Good stuff. Ooh, gold ribbon. I like that as well. Yeah, this is certainly a worthwhile dungeon to grind by the looks of things, and it's a shame that I left it until literally last. But there was actually something I wanted to talk about in this video that I was going to talk about in the Unown Relic, and that is all the Pokemon news that has come up recently. By now, this will be, what, Sunday, so it'll be almost a week since the Pokemon Direct announcement. What's that? What got appled? A Max Elixir. Okay, that's fine. I was just hoping it wasn't my gold ribbon or something. And it gives us something to feed this Unknown. So yeah, it's been a little while since the Pokemon announcement the other day. And they announced Pokemon Snap, or a remake of Pokemon Snap. For me, I'm excited because it will be my first exposure to the game. I never owned an N64, I've never played Pokemon Snap, so I'm excited to try out the new Pokemon Snap, though I feel like they could have come up with a better name for it. Why did I do that? You know what, fine. Avatar the perfect apple. We can always switch over to Solaire or Celeste if hunger becomes an issue, and hey, you have small stomach, so it was worth picking you up. Nice. So new Pokemon Snap was announced, it's pretty cool. The other stuff didn't really grab me, but the other thing I think it's worth talking about is that the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC came out on the same day, and I've played that, I've completed it, and I think it was a step in the right direction for the series. I've been wanting... oh, we got it. I've been wanting DLC for the Pokemon series for a while, pretty much since Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, because I feel like they were disappointing, and everything that they did for the games that improved over Sun and Moon could have been added as DLC. So I was quite happy to see the Isles of Armor as a DLC. Overall, I was kind of a little disappointed with the lack of trainer battles. I won't go into details and spoil anything for people who haven't played it, but there really aren't a lot of trainer battles in the DLC, which is a disappointment to me. I really did like that the whole area was a wild area, though. Hey, a Corphish. We don't have an apple for you, though, I'm afraid. And we already have a Corphish, it's fine. You know what? That is the wrong move. That is definitely not Solar Beam. We haven't used Solar Beam yet, we've been doing fine with Bullet Seed. But yeah, the Isles of Armor DLC I thought was pretty cool conceptually. It does a lot of things well. I just don't really have much of an incentive to play it now that I've completed the story of it. They added a few new Pokemon, they added Shinx, which I was very happy with. They added a few other cool Pokemon, but I just don't have any... Oh, right, we should... Oh, I'm paying zero attention. Okay, so the Corphish wasn't a fainted Pokemon, it was a Pokemon that we were doing a mission for. Here I am trying to juggle 10 million things in my head at once. Nah, let's play this dungeon to completion. After all, there are only 11 floors. Let's not press yes by accident. I've done that before. So yeah, Isles of Armor was decent. There were some bits I liked and some bits I didn't like. But I think it's a step in the right direction, and I'm excited for the Crown Tundra coming out a little bit later on in the year. And there's another big Pokemon announcement coming this week, I suppose, if you count Sunday as the start of the week. On Wednesday, I believe? And I think a lot of the hype, a lot of what people are expecting is the announcement of Sinnoh remakes. And if you know me, you know I love Sinnoh. But if you follow me on Twitter or if you're in the Discord server, I've already explained my thoughts on a potential Sinnoh remake. I actually don't want Sinnoh remakes. I played Platinum recently, I played it last year, and that game still holds up and is still really, really good. And I don't think it needs to be remade, especially because of the way that the Pokemon series has changed since Platinum was released. A lot of the fundamentals of the game design have changed quite drastically, and they just wouldn't suit a Platinum remake or a Diamond and Pearl Sinnoh style remake, because a lot of what that game was about was the challenge, was the long routes, the exploration, having to be prepared. My goodness, Sunflora. Yep, okay, we'll have another unknown on our team. You know what, let's explore all of this floor, let's see what there is to... Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, I can... There we go, I can deal with this. Good stuff, Solar. Yeah, let's see what the rest of this floor has to offer. So yeah, I feel like the fundamentals of the game design that I noticed in Sword and Shield and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it's very linear. They make the games very accessible, certainly, but it also makes it quite a lot easier if you use all those features. And I don't want to sound like a gatekeeper or a purist, but I just feel like a remake in the style of Sword and Shield wouldn't really suit Sinnoh. I think Sinnoh should be about the challenge, it should be a difficult game. It should have long, grueling routes, you should be prepared for everything that you're doing. I really should have helped out that unknown. It's gonna get knocked out, probably. But we have Reviver Seeds, it's fine. We'll take this W unknown. Oh, right, yeah. We have, like, capacity. Well, I guess we won't take this W unknown then. You don't have a rare quality. So yeah, I wouldn't be too enthused about Sinnoh remakes, but something I would really like and something I've thought about quite a lot is the idea of a Sinnoh sequel. I feel like the story of Platinum could be developed upon. There are a lot of themes in there that are quite interesting to me, particularly about the environment and sustainable energy and such, which was kind of touched on a little bit in Platinum. And the fact that Sinnoh as a region got a lot of its wealth and growth through traditional industry, like mining and such, and the ironworks. But during the course of Diamond Pearl Platinum, it's shown more and more that it's not a sustainable method, and Team Galactic's MO supposedly, is to find sustainable energy for the future. I feel like that's really relevant in the current climate. And, I mean, it was relevant back when the games were originally released, but perhaps even more so now. It'd be really cool if there was a Sinnoh sequel that really focused on those themes. Set a little bit in the future, like Black and White 2 were to Black and White. And, again, if you know me, you know I absolutely love Black and White and Black and White 2. They're my favorite games in the series, and I believe they are the best that the series has ever been. Black and White 2 are objectively the best games in the series, and incidentally, they're the only sequels. I think there's a connection there. I think they did a great job building upon what Black and White did, and by it being a sequel instead of a definitive edition, I felt like I got my money's worth when I played those games, because it was enough different and enough new to make it feel like a completely new experience, while still retaining what was good about Black and White. And with a lot of the definitive editions, it just feels like, well, this is what the original game should have been in the first place, or in the case of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it was just a disappointing waste of money, especially for me because I bought. But yeah, I feel like sequels are the way forward. I think it's certainly possible that we get Sword and Shield sequels in the future, but a Sinnoh sequel would be really cool. And that's what I'd prefer to see over a remake, because if they are going to make a Sinnoh game with these modern mechanics, at least make it a sequel so that there are enough new things going on so that it doesn't feel like a diluted or watered down version of Platinum. Because as I said, Platinum is a great game. It still holds up now. Yes, some of the gameplay is a little bit grindy and a little bit less user-friendly than the newer games. But overall, the core mechanics of the Pokémon series were pretty much not perfected, but mostly established in Generation 4, along with Generation 3, and then really refined in Generation 5. So I don't necessarily think you need to remake them. Alright then, anyway, we've made it to the 11th floor of the Unown Relic. We've got a hidden power TM, we've got 2 loot boxes. And now we're going to get out of here with our squad of letters. We got a V, I think, or a Q? Honestly, I don't know. We got a question mark. We got an E for Ekla. We got a H, I believe that one is. And we got a B. Well then, we have now seen pretty much every dungeon there is to see in the game, and there's not much left for us to do in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. In the next part, the finale, we're gonna go out to Western Cave and take on the strongest Pokemon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Ah, just the opportunity I've been waiting for. To finally do something I said I would do a very long time ago. Let's use this lasso orb. Yeehaw. Why did I do this? Why? Why would I waste my own time like this? Let's get Ashley in here to deal with this, shall we? Fun's over.